Forget New Year, New You. This season is about slowing down, locking the doors, and cozying up at home with the one you really want to do nothing with. Your dog. After the holiday chaos, those quiet nights with a blanket, a podcast, and your pup feel like the reset you actually need. Ollie helps make those moments easier with fresh protein-packed meals made from real human-grade ingredients, so your dog can enjoy some quality comfort food too. Choose from 5 recipes and get a personalized plan for your dog's needs. Meals arrive perfectly proportioned with a scoop and storage container, so serving is fast and mess-free. And with Ollie's in-app on-demand health screenings, supporting your dog is easy, ensuring more cuddles for many years to come. Visit ollie.com/truecrime and use code TRUECRIME for 60% off your first box.
Taylor Wright was due in court, and she needed money. Taylor's ex-husband was owed child support, and he wanted back the thousands of dollars she withdrew from a shared bank account, and a judge agreed.
But Taylor Wright, at least from your observations, made all the simple things between y'all very difficult. Even, like, for example, exchanging the child.
I wouldn't say everything, but I'd say a significant number of cases, yes.
The money issues between Taylor and Jeff Wright started in February 2017. Jeff was living in North Carolina, while Taylor was living in Pensacola, Florida. They were legally divorced and shared custody of their son. In July 2017, Taylor withdrew $100,000 from a shared bank account. Jeff was furious and filed a motion for contempt against Taylor. They were scheduled to go to court on September 7th, but the day before the hearing, Taylor asked to continue it until September 12th.
Did that surprise you?
No.
Why not?
This was part of a pattern of delay and seeking continuance at every opportunity.
See, Taylor didn't want to give the money back to Jeff. She reportedly had a, quote, win at all costs attitude with how she handled disagreements with Jeff. She was withdrawing cash, transferring money, and taking out cashier's checks. She also asked her friend, Ashley McArthur, to help her hide the money. Ashley added Taylor to one of her bank accounts and told her she put $30,000 in cash into a safety deposit box to hold on her behalf. But when it was finally time to go to court, Taylor knew she needed to get her cash back from Ashley.
She needed to get to the bank, she needed to get her money out, and she needed to put it in an escrow account with this mess with her ex-husband, or she was going to be in trouble with the court.
Taylor repeatedly asked Ashley to go to the bank together. She knew the bank wouldn't allow her to get into the safety deposit box without Ashley there. On September 8th, Ashley agreed and picked Taylor up around 10 a.m. Taylor was in the process of moving into her girlfriend Cassandra's house, and Ashley loaned her a box truck to move her belongings in. Cassandra, better known as Cass, said goodbye to Taylor and Ashley and went about her business for the day. Cass and Taylor texted back and forth for a while, but the text messages from Taylor stopped around 11:30 a.m. Cass sent Taylor a couple more texts after lunch, but got no response. Around 4 p.m., Cass texted Ashley, "Are you okay? Taylor hasn't responded to me in hours." Ashley replied, "Yes, ma'am." Cass texted back, "Can you please have Taylor call me?" A minute later, Ashley called Cass.
I asked her where they were, and I hadn't heard from Taylor.
What did she tell you?
She told me that Taylor was emotional, that she was out riding a horse on on Ashley's family farm in Milton, and that they'd be home shortly. I told her to have Taylor call me when she got off the horse.
Around 7:30 p.m., Cass texted Ashley again. "This isn't okay," she wrote. Ashley called Cass and said that after she and Taylor left the farm, they went back to Ashley's house, and around 5 or 5:15 p.m., Taylor said she was going to call an Uber and go and have a drink. Ashley said she never saw Taylor again after that. About 20 minutes after that phone call, Cass got a text message from Taylor's phone that said, "I'll call you later. I need to get my life organized." Just before midnight, Ashley texted Cass, "I just got a text from Taylor." Ashley sent Cass a screenshot of the text from Taylor that read, "I'm okay. I just need time to think. Court was stressing me out." Cass didn't hear from Taylor all day on September 9th. On September 10th, she called the Pensacola Police Department.
On Monday, September 11th, Cassandra had still not heard from Taylor. And what you will hear is that her and Taylor had kind of been having some issues. There was a meeting that Taylor and Cassandra had at Ashley McArthur's house where Taylor had admitted she'd been talking to somebody else and she had tried cocaine a few times. So when Cassandra didn't hear from Taylor for a few days, she was upset, she was angry, all these things came back, and she wanted Taylor's stuff gone from her house. So Cassandra called this defendant, Ashley McArthur, and said, "Hey, can you come get your box truck with all of Taylor's stuff in it? And can we put it at your business?" The Pensacola Automatic Amusement had a very large warehouse. So Taylor's belongings were taken to that warehouse on September 11th.
After still not hearing from Taylor, on September 14th, Cass went to the police department and formally filed a missing persons report. On September 15th, Pensacola Police Department Detective Richard Gigliotti was assigned to the case. Detective Gigliotti went through Taylor's belongings a few days later and found a $19,000 cashier's check made out to Taylor Wright. He thought it was weird for a person to voluntarily go missing and leave behind so much money. So then, where was Taylor Wright? This is Jillian, and you are listening to Court Junkie, Episode 102. If you're looking for a fun way to pass the time while engaging your brain and enjoying breathtaking visuals and a gripping story, your answer is this game that you can play right on your phone called Best Fiends. It's a casual game that anyone can play, but it's really made for adults. Best Fiends is a unique and exciting puzzle experience that is completely unlike any other puzzle games out there. And they regularly update the game monthly with new levels and events, so it never gets old. I'm currently on level 110, and I just love it. I love collecting all the characters and then using different ones at different levels. I find myself playing Best Fiends when I'm taking the train around the city or whenever I'm in a waiting room at one of my daughter's doctor's appointments. You don't need the internet to play it, so you can play it virtually anywhere. Engage your brain with fun puzzles and collect tons of cute characters. Trust me, with over 100 million downloads, this 5-star rated mobile puzzle game is a must-play. Download Best Fiends for free on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends. Lola, a company founded by women for women, offers a line of organic cotton tampons, pads, liners, and all-natural cleansing wipes. The founders started Lola by asking themselves, if we care about the ingredients in the food we eat and the beauty products we use, why shouldn't the same be true of our feminine care products? Now, here's something I didn't know. The FDA doesn't require brands to disclose a comprehensive list of ingredients in their feminine care products, so most of them don't. Lola offers complete transparency about the ingredients found in theirs. No one likes getting their periods, but Lola definitely makes your month a lot easier. Their subscription is fully customizable, so you can choose your mix of products, mix of absorbency, number of boxes, and frequency of delivery. I have a subscription with Lola, and I can't say enough good things about how convenient it is to be able to choose which tampons you need each month. Lola's subscription is super flexible. You can change, skip, or cancel your subscription at any time. And you can actually do good with your purchase. For every purchase, they will donate feminine care products to homeless shelters across the U.S. And now, for you court junkies, you can get 30% off your first month's subscription. Just visit mylola.com and enter COURT30 when you subscribe. That's mylola.com, code COURT30. 33-year-old Taylor Wright was by all accounts a no-nonsense kind of gal. She liked guns and knew how to use them. She obtained a degree in criminal justice and pursued her dream of working in law enforcement. She served as an officer for the city of Jacksonville, North Carolina's police department from January of 2008 until August of 2009. She was then rehired in July of 2012, serving until December 2013. She met Jeff Wright in 2003, and the two married and had a son together. By 2017, they had divorced, and Taylor was living in Pensacola, Florida, while Jeff stayed in North Carolina. Taylor was working in Florida as a private investigator. Taylor's friend, Ashley McArthur, also had a degree in criminal justice and worked for the Escambia County Sheriff's Office from 2005 to 2006. In 2017, Ashley was running a business her parents started called Pensacola Automatic Amusement. The business supplied pool tables, video games, and jukeboxes to local bars. Ashley often hung out at one of the bars called Sticks Pool Hall and became romantically involved with the owner, despite Ashley being married. Ashley became friends with the bartenders and even brought Taylor around. When Cass reported Taylor as missing, she told Detective Gigliotti that Taylor was last seen with Ashley. He called Ashley on September 15th, and she told him the same story she told Cass about picking Taylor up, going to the farm, and then Taylor leaving. 3 days later, Detective Gigliotti showed up at Ashley's house, and she and her husband, Zachary McArthur, agreed to sit down and talk with him for a recorded conversation.
What's your feel on this? What do you...
I think she's probably just off acting like a nut. I mean, at first I was really worried about her, and I got really mad at her about it, but I think she's probably just playing people, because that's like, after hearing all this, all of this is a game to her.
All of this is a game to her, she says. She repeats the story that Taylor was worried about her impending court date and going to jail. She describes the two of them going on September 8th to a farm in Milton, Florida, and the detective asks Ashley if they went anywhere else. Ashley mentions her aunt's property that isn't far away, but says she doesn't go there often. Detective Gigliotti asks for the address, and Ashley says she doesn't remember, but she can get it for him. Ashley and the detective leave and go to the Pensacola Police Department to conduct another recorded interview. The audio on this recording isn't great quality either. Ashley denies having a safety deposit box and is confused why the detective thinks that Taylor has been telling people they have one. Ashley says she knows about Taylor trying to hide money from her ex-husband because the two are having money issues. She again repeats that she thinks this is all a game to Taylor. Detective Gigliotti asks, is Taylor suicidal? Is she using narcotics to the point where maybe she OD'd? Ashley says she thinks she's perfectly fine and doesn't want to be bothered. But then she says she could be having some kind of mental break and not thinking. Detective Gigliotti asks Ashley again what she thinks happened to Taylor. Ashley says, I don't believe Taylor's been harmed. I just think Taylor is doing what she does. She's a very tough person. She's not an easy target. She always comes across as tough. She's dealing with knives, guns, whatever. She seems to always have everything together to a degree. The only thing I worry about is drugs. If I didn't know about drugs, I'd just say she's doing what she does. But that, which is what I worry about. Ashley mentioned Taylor having a second phone, but investigators could never locate one or find evidence that one existed. They also requested Ashley to hand over her own cell phone. Ashley did, and provided them with numerous passwords and PIN numbers, but none of which worked, and so investigators were ultimately unable to search her phone. On September 18th, police also searched Cass's house. 6 days later, Ashley called Detective Gigliotti to ask about Taylor's case. She said she knows Taylor was going to Destin, Florida a lot and could be there. 4 days after that, Ashley called the detective again. This time, she asked him to check hospitals and treatment facilities for Taylor. A few days later, on October 2nd, Ashley called the detective for a third time. He asked Ashley if Taylor owed anyone else money or if anyone owed her money. Ashley told him no. Around this time, investigators had obtained Taylor and Ashley's cell phone data and began to piece together a timeline of events leading up to Taylor's disappearance. What they found were numerous text messages from Taylor to Ashley beginning on August 29th, pleading with Ashley to go to the bank with her. Those messages continued in the following days, and on September 5th, Taylor texted Ashley, "We only have 2 more hours to go to the bank. You almost ready?" Ashley responded, "Just called the bank. They closed at 4. We have to go in the morning. What time are you free?" Taylor's text messages get even more urgent as September 7th, the date of the original court hearing with Jeff, came and went. On that day, Taylor wrote to Ashley, "I've got to get to the bank ASAP this morning and get into the box and deposit this money." A few minutes later, she wrote, "I'm going to be held in contempt if I don't get that money in the escrow account. Then they could put me in jail if I don't pay the child support like today. Please don't be late. They're going to put me in jail if I don't make that deposit today." For some reason, it appears as though they still didn't go to the bank, because later that day, on September 7th, Taylor was at a restaurant called Twin Peaks with her girlfriend, Cass. Ashley met up with them. While at the restaurant, Taylor and Ashley made plans for Ashley to pick Taylor up the next morning on September 8th to finally go to the bank. And so on the morning of September 8th, as planned, Ashley showed up at Cass's house to pick up Taylor. Around 10 a.m., Taylor and Ashley left together. Cass would later recall how Ashley texted her that she and Taylor were at a farm in Milton and that Taylor was riding a horse. But cell tower records would later show that Ashley wasn't in Milton at all, but rather in Pensacola. Investigators also pulled Taylor's bank records and saw quite a bit of activity in the month before she disappeared. On July 12, 2017, Taylor deposited $100,000 into her account. She transferred $83,000 of it to her savings account on July 18th. 2 days later, Taylor went back and deposited $68,000. She then withdrew 2 cashier's checks worth $34,000. By the end of July, her account had been nearly emptied. Investigators then looked at Ashley's bank records. They found a $34,000 cashier's check made out to Taylor that was deposited into Ashley's account on August 10th, 2017. On August 16th, Ashley had transferred $34,000 into another one of her accounts. Investigators were also interested in Ashley's aunt's property, the one where she claimed to not remember the address. And it was peculiar that she wouldn't remember the address, given that it was on a road that was named after her family and was also the same as her middle name, Britt. Ashley's cell phone records also proved to be suspicious to investigators. They called Ashley back in for another interview on October 19th.
Your phone and her phone is communicating off the same tower, 8 minutes apart. Why do you have her phone, or why is she with you?
She wasn't with me, and I'm aware that I had her phone.
How did you get her phone?
I don't know that I have her phone. I mean, it could have been the stuff that she had in the vehicle, but...
Here's the problem with that. You say you got a text message from her the evening of the 8th saying, "Hey, I'm okay, I just got to get away and get my head clear." That's not possible. You have her phone.
I don't have her phone.
Remember that text message that Ashley told Cass she got from Taylor on the night of September 8th? The one that said court was stressing her out and she needed time to think? Well, detectives said that Taylor's phone records show that Taylor's phone was with Ashley at the time. They asked how Taylor's phone ended up back in Ashley's truck. Ashley said she doesn't know. And she again said that Taylor had 2 phones.
But the phone that she sent you a text message on is the same phone that tower ping's hitting off of.
It may be that I have no idea.
Where is Taylor at?
I have no idea.
You need to tell us where she's at.
I don't know where Taylor is. I don't have a clue.
Well, if you were put in a situation where someone pushed you to do something for whatever reason, maybe against your will, perhaps in self-defense, if something happened and you're scared, don't be scared. Okay, if something happened, like I said, you're not a bad person. You're not a career criminal. This is a person who's traveled across states to take care of a friend. If something happened, tell us.
I don't know where she is.
Ashley said she doesn't know where Taylor is and doesn't know how Taylor's phone could ping from the same location Ashley was at on the day she disappeared, after Ashley said they had separated. The detective said that Ashley also failed to tell them that she texted her cousin Kyle multiple times on September 8th to see if he was at home on the family's farm. He added that a person who is worried about their friend's whereabouts doesn't withhold information from the police.
I didn't think that was...
Tell me what you did to her.
I didn't do anything to her.
Tell me what Zach did.
Somebody harmed her, and she's probably out of that farm.
Zach was never even around her.
Kyle.
Kyle's never been around her.
Brandon.
Never been around her.
So that leaves you.
So you're the only one that was with her on this day at this farm that you did not disclose to us.
I didn't do anything to
You
her.
say if she's at that farm, we're going to find her because we're executing a search warrant out there right now.
That's fine, but she's not going to be there.
Then where's she at?
I don't know where she
Where's
is.
her body at?
I don't know where she is.
She's dead, though.
I
You know
don't
that?
believe that.
Ashley said she doesn't believe Taylor is dead. At the same time of this interview, police were executing a search warrant on Ashley's aunt's farm on Britt Road. Florida Fish and Wildlife officers, Pensacola Police Department officers, Escambia County Sheriff's deputies, and search and rescue personnel with cadaver dogs assembled at the property. About 4 hours into the search, officers noticed a large pile of tree limbs. When nothing was found there, they started walking back towards the barn. They noticed another pile of branches along the fence line. Underneath this pile was a patch of potting soil and concrete. They noticed a small metal grommet from a tarp. One of the officers lifted a piece of concrete up and uncovered maggots. He put it back down when another officer looked to the right a couple of feet and saw a portion of a human skull exposed in the ground. He realized that he had just discovered a clandestine grave. The officers backed up and notified the commanders that they had located a body. Crime scene technicians secured the site, and crews worked to excavate the site and saw pieces of concrete mixed in with potting soil. They pulled back what appeared to be a hammock and discovered more human remains. The Escambia County medical examiner performed an autopsy on them and confirmed them to be from Taylor Wright. A projectile was removed from her skull. According to the medical examiner, the gunshot wound went from the back of her head towards the front and went slightly upwards. The decomposition of the remains was consistent with her date of death matching to when she was last known to be alive. The medical examiner determined her cause of death to be from a gunshot wound and her manner of death a homicide. Ashley McArthur was arrested and charged with murder in the first degree with a firearm. Have you heard about this company that makes beautiful shoes for women and kids out of plastic water bottles? Meet Rothys. Rothys has quickly grown to a most loved Gotta Have 'Em brand. They're stylish, sustainable, comfortable, washable, really all in one pair of shoes. They're the perfect flats for life on the go. I know what you're thinking, that it sounds too good to be true. I thought that too until I got my first pair of Rothys. I got the Chelsea style and berry lattice stitch, and I wear them all the time. And I get compliments almost every time I wear them. The shoes not only look really cool, but they're incredibly comfortable as well. In fact, you don't even need to break them in. You can just slip them on and wear them right away. Rothys are the perfect everyday shoes. They're stylish, comfortable, and they go with everything from yoga pants to dresses. They come in an ever-changing array of colors, prints, and patterns, and they're available in a range of styles like sneakers, loafers, points, and more. Rothys always come with free shipping and free returns and exchanges, so there's no risk, no worries, no reason not to try. Check out all the amazing styles available right now at rothys.com/court. Go to rothys.com, rothys.com/court to get your new favorite flats. Comfort, style, and sustainability. These are the shoes you've been waiting for. Head on over to rothys.com/court today. The RealReal is the leading reseller for authenticated luxury consignment. Sell your men's and women's luxury fashion, fine jewelry, watches, art, and home, and earn more. The RealReal makes it easy to sell your items with 3 options. First, experience their free white glove in-home consignment consultation and pickup by one of their luxury managers. Or come visit one of their brick and mortar locations for in-store drop-off, where you can meet the expert in person and go through the authentication process one-on-one. And finally, for those of you who want to contribute to the circular economy through consignment, but you don't have enough time in the day, they will send you everything you need for a free, safe, and sustainable shipping process. So think sustainably. Consign with The RealReal today and earn up to 85% commission plus site credit. Authentic, sustainable luxury. Only at therealreal.com. Jacksonville Deputy Chief Timothy A. Malfitano released the following statement after Taylor's body was discovered. Quote, Officer Taylor Wright was a brave and spirited young officer who we were happy to rehire to service when she returned to the area in 2012. She was a loved and valued member of our law enforcement family. We offer our heartfelt condolences to Taylor's family and friends. Ashley went to trial in August 2019.
You will see through the evidence and by the end of the trial that Ashley McArthur had the motive, Ashley McArthur had the opportunity, and Ashley McArthur tried to cover it up.
Prosecutor Bridget Jensen delivered opening statements on behalf of the state.
And at the end of the trial, you will be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that Ashley McArthur murdered Taylor Wright, and she did it over money. Taylor's money that Taylor needed back, but that Ashley McArthur had already spent.
Then Ashley's defense attorney got up before the jury and told them that this case is going to have holes. John Burrowset said the state is not going to be able to show any evidence of where and when Taylor was killed. He said Ashley's cousin, who was living on the property, didn't notice anything unusual on the farm while doing work. That as for the financial motive the state is claiming, Taylor had full access to the account. Law enforcement searched Ashley's house 3 times. The first time she let them in, and 2 more times with a search warrant. None of those times turned up evidence of Taylor's death, he said. And finally, he made their biggest argument to the jury.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as you sit through this case, you will see there will be no physical evidence introduced in this trial showing you that Ashley McArthur had anything to do with the death of Taylor Wright. There will be no scientific or expert testimony introduced in this trial showing you that Ashley McArthur had anything to do with the death of Taylor Wright. There will be no eyewitness testimony introduced into evidence showing you that Ashley McArthur had anything to do with the death of Taylor Wright. There will be no murder weapon introduced into evidence that has any connection to Ashley McArthur.
Burrissette asked the jury to remember that this is not a trial about whether you believe Ashley is a good person or whether they like her or not. He asked them to remember that their job is to determine whether the state has met their burden, that beyond a reasonable doubt, Ashley committed the first-degree premeditated murder with a firearm. He asked the jury to find her not guilty. Taylor's girlfriend, Cass, described their relationship on the stand and said it was not hostile. But Ashley's defense attorney asked her about her initial reaction when Taylor was first missing.
When you couldn't get in touch with Taylor Wright on September 8th, 2017, you would agree that you were very frustrated and angry with her, correct?
Yes.
As those text messages show, you called her a liar.
I did.
You called her a drug user.
I did.
You mentioned that you knew more things to her. I know everything, things you don't even know that I know, Taylor, correct?
Yes.
Going back to late July 2017, you indicated to us that you received information that Taylor was having some sort of relationship with another woman over in Mississippi, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you also said that there was a meeting, I believe maybe the next day at Ashley McArthur's house where you found out more information, and that being that Taylor was also, I guess, potentially using illegal drugs, correct?
That's correct.
And in fact, after that, you did end the relationship for a period of time with Taylor, didn't you?
Maybe a day or two, a couple days.
Did you mention a week earlier that y'all were broken up?
Did I mention a week?
Were y'all broken up for a week?
I mean, we were having a conversation.
No, ma'am.
Yes.
Cass said the following day, after she couldn't get in touch with Taylor, she went out and bought a drug test for her. Her plan was to demand that Taylor take the drug test when she got home. The defense also asked Cass more about the conversation between Taylor and Ashley at the restaurant Twin Peaks the day before Taylor was last known to be alive.
You knew Taylor for an extended period of time. Taylor Wright is not a shy person, is she?
No.
Okay. She's not the type of person that is meek or described as mild, correct?
No.
Not at all?
No.
So there was no conversation of Taylor Wright looking at Ashley McArthur saying, "Give me my money. I want my money." Nothing like that, right?
No.
There was no, "Why are you stealing my money?"
No.
There was no, "Why don't you give me my money?"
No.
There was no, "Why are you making it so difficult for me to get my money?"
There was that.
She said that.
Not in those words.
Okay.
Cass testified that she doesn't like guns, but on September 11th, she asked Ashley to bring her one. She told the court that she had been talking with Jeff Wright, Taylor's ex, about the situation, and said he put a little fear in her that she should protect herself. Later that week, she bought her own gun.
The reason you got the gun from Ashley McArthur is because you were scared of Taylor Wright at that time. And in all the times that you saw Ashley McArthur and Taylor Wright together, you never heard, saw anything to indicate to you that Ashley McArthur was threatening to harm Taylor Wright, causing her, going to cause her any physical harm, anything like that?
No.
And no indication that Taylor Wright was scared of her or anything like that?
No.
Prosecutors followed up on redirect with this line of questioning.
Now, let's talk about being scared of Taylor Wright. Was Taylor Wright ever violent with you?
Never.
Did she do anything to make you fear her?
Never.
Who put that fear in your head?
Jeff.
The state then called a series of witnesses who were close to Ashley. Ashley met Brandon Beatty in August 2017 when he purchased Sticks Billiards and Ashley owned the jukebox in his bar. The two started seeing each other, even though Ashley was married. And even though she was short on cash, Ashley offered to help out his businesses. She sometimes paid the power bill and bought supplies for the bar. She also began spending money on Brandon, buying him more than $35,000 worth of gifts, including a motorcycle and a boat. Audrey Warner worked at Sticks Billiards and met Ashley when she would come through the bar. They became close friends, and she met Taylor through Ashley in July.
What types of things, if anything, did Ashley say about Taylor?
That she was annoying and she wished that she would leave her alone.
Audrey said she was hanging out with Ashley and another bartender at Sticks on September 7th, the day before Taylor disappeared. The girls had a couple drinks, but it was nothing unusual for them, she said.
What did Ashley say to you about Taylor that night?
That the world would be a better place without Taylor.
Okay, and you said something about cocaine. What specifically did Ashley say about cocaine?
How much coke do you think it would take to kill somebody?
Audrey said she left the bar with Ashley that night to go to a strip joint to purchase cocaine from a drug dealer. Ashley arranged the deal and Audrey drove. A man came outside and she believes Ashley gave him $250. And then the two girls went to get fast food.
Did Ashley tell you, either before, during, or after you went to Babe's, what she was going to do with the cocaine?
She said that she was going to put it in Taylor's beard.
The next day, Audrey asked Ashley what she did with the cocaine.
I think I asked, what did she do with it?
And what did she tell you?
That she put it in her beer and Taylor spit it out because she said it tasted sour.
That morning, Audrey said she took her father to the store to get his phone fixed. Store records confirm Audrey's whereabouts at the time believed to be Taylor's death. Around 2 p.m., she said she went into work at the bar. Ashley called her while she was driving there.
No, she called me and she was short. So I texted her and I said, why are you so winded? She's like, I picked up a saddle.
And you say she was short. What do you mean?
Like she got off the phone really fast.
Later that day, on September 8th, Ashley went to Sticks in her husband's truck. She usually drove one of her two Jeeps. She showed up between 2:30 and 3 p.m. She said she had been doing work on the farm. Audrey said Ashley seemed kind of fidgety and in a hurry, and that she looked tired. Audrey noticed a few bags in the back of the truck. Ashley left after just a couple minutes and said she was heading back to the farm.
And what name did you have in your phone for Ashley McArthur?
Thelma.
Why Thelma?
It was just kind of a funny nickname, like Thelma and Louise, because we were together so much.
Ashley's husband, Zach, said Ashley left that morning and took his truck to help Taylor finish moving. He said he asked Ashley if she wanted to meet for lunch that day, but she told him that she was too busy. He went to a friend's house, got his oil changed, and then met her at a bistro for dinner. The following morning, September 9th, Ashley texted her younger cousin, Kyle Britt, at 7 a.m., saying that she was there at his property at the Britt family farm. Kyle texted back saying, "No, you're not," because he didn't hear her park. But he got up and saw her there with her black Jeep, so he walked over. Ashley stayed for about an hour and then left. Zach had spent the morning at a hunting camp in Alabama, and he then picked Ashley up in the afternoon in his white Jeep. Later that night, Ashley met a couple of her friends, along with her cousin Kyle, out at Sticks.
We started drinking at Sticks, and then we left Sticks, and then we hit up, I think it was Babe's next, and then after that we hit Arity's, and we ended the night at, I think it was 4 a.m. Trash, drunk.
At any point on the 9th, or anytime really, did Ashley tell you about any back problems she had or any problems she had lifting?
She did.
What'd she say?
I couldn't tell you what night that was, but she did. She said that she had been moving boxes and she had hurt her back.
4 days later, on September 13th, Ashley, Audrey, and Zach went to the Britt family farm. Ashley wanted to check on Kyle, who had recently moved in to attend college. Zach and Audrey rode around on a 4x4 for a little bit, and then the group left. Audrey remembered when her coworker called to tell her that Taylor was missing. She asked Ashley if she knew anything about it.
And what did she tell you?
She would kind of avoid the subject, or just that she was still missing.
Did Ashley ever seem concerned or worried for her friend?
No.
Brandon also remembered asking Ashley about Taylor when she was reported missing. He said he personally never met her.
She told me that the girl had ran off with her husband's money or something and just gone.
Okay. And what else did she say about finding her?
That she told me they'll never find that bitch. She's gone.
Brandon had a hobby of collecting and selling guns at gun shows. Ashley gave him several guns that he later sold, including AR-15s, semi-automatics, a couple Glocks, and 3 or 4 shotguns. Ashley also gave him a Smith & Wesson .38. He traded that gun through a gun forum. But just weeks before the trial, he was able to track it down at the request of law enforcement.
When did Ashley McArthur give you that .38?
A short period of time before she went to jail.
Say that again?
A short period of time before she went to jail.
And when she gave it to you, did she say anything about it?
She just told me it was like a cheap gun. She didn't care what I did with it.
Okay.
Investigators test-fired the gun, and an expert firearms analyst said it's possible the bullet from Taylor's skull came from that .38. The bullet had discernible characteristics, including the number of grooves and the direction of the twists. But it's impossible for the state to say definitively if that .38 was the murder weapon. The defense pointed out that Ashley gave Brandon many guns.
With respect to any of these firearms, I don't care when you got them, whether you got them early on when she started giving you firearms or later in October when I don't know if you got firearms in October 2017. Did she ever say to you, get rid of this firearm?
No, sir.
Did she ever suggest to you, look, you got to hide this firearm?
No, sir.
Did she ever suggest to you that, be careful with this firearm, don't give it to anybody or anything like that?
No, sir.
Was there any conditions on any of these firearms other than you can do with them what you want?
No, sir.
Is that correct?
Correct.
The defense also wanted to know why it took so long for Audrey to come forward with the information she was just now revealing on the witness stand.
Tell the jury when the first time you spoke to the police was.
What do you mean, the first time I spoke to the police?
When's the first time you came forward to law enforcement with any information in this case?
When I got my lawyer.
Okay, so you weren't real concerned with helping your friend Taylor Wright out with any of this information you knew, were you?
Yes.
Okay. The police asked you to come talk to them, you didn't.
No.
Is that correct, right? You did not go talk to them when they asked you to.
Yes.
You didn't go talk to the police until after Ashley McArthur was arrested, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But you claim you had all this information about your friend way before that.
Yes.
Your friend that was missing.
Yes.
That you knew was missing.
Yes.
As for that bombshell conversation she had with Ashley before Taylor died, they hadn't been just casually drinking, he said.
In fact, y'all were drunk that evening, weren't you? All of you.
Yes.
Okay. Why'd you say earlier y'all weren't drunk?
Because when that conversation happened, we had only taken about a couple shots, and then as the night proceeded, before me and Ashley left, we had taken many more. Well, me and Jess had.
The defense pointed out that Audrey never actually saw any drugs change hands between Ashley and the man they met outside the strip joint. All she saw was money. She also never saw cocaine at the bar. There were several home improvement projects going on at the Britt family farm. Those included a new concrete slab. Within a couple weeks of the project in August 2017, several of those bags went missing. Ashley's defense asked Kyle about the bags never being found.
After September 8th and September 9th, 2017, you never saw any evidence, for example, of something heavy being drug on the property, correct?
No, sir.
You never saw any indications of blood anywhere, did you?
No, sir.
You never saw any evidence near that fence line of any concrete being mixed up or anything, correct?
No, sir.
With the only concrete type substance, cement type substance been mixed up inside the house?
Correct.
What do you call that?
Durarock. I think that's what the name
What's
of
it called?
I think it's called Durarock.
Okay. But other than that, living on that property all the time, nothing like we talked about, blood, drag marks, anything that stood out on that property when y'all were looking it over?
No, sir.
Ashley's defense continued to point to a lack of forensic evidence linking Ashley to the murder. She and her husband, Zach, had even allowed detectives to search their home when they were unaware they were coming over.
You went through the entire home. You asked them if you could look through the house, right?
Correct.
They let you look through the house, correct?
They did.
You went through the bedrooms?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You went through the living room?
Yes, sir.
You went through the bathrooms?
Yes.
You went down to the basement?
I did.
You saw that there was some construction down there?
Appeared to be, yes.
Yes. You were outside and you saw that a deck had been built out there, correct?
Yes.
Did you notice whether or not any concrete footings had been out there?
I didn't notice any.
You looked into a garage?
I did.
Did you look into an attic too?
I don't recall going in an attic.
And you walked all around the house, correct?
I did, yes.
And along with Detective Wilhoit, and you also checked out the yard completely.
So I did not walk around with Detective Wilhoit. He stayed in the house and spoke with Zachary McArthur.
Okay.
I walked around with Ashley McArthur.
But you were the one that checked the house out?
Yes, correct.
Obviously, you were looking for things that related to the death or disappearance of Miss Wright. Is that correct?
Correct.
You didn't find anything, did you?
No, sir.
And they were cooperative with you at that time, were they not?
They were.
Also, through their cross-examinations, the defense focused on the state's theory of a financial motive.
There's no real evidence that that money was used to purchase the boat, is there?
No, sir.
There's also been discussions about a motorcycle being purchased for $8,300. Do you have any evidence that that was purchased with money from Taylor?
I don't know about the motorcycle. I don't know much about that.
In your investigation, did you find any evidence that indicated Taylor Wright's money was used to purchase a motorcycle?
No, sir.
Investigators retrieved video from a convenience store from September 8th, 2017 at 11:48 a.m. Ashley's vehicle is seen near a gas pump. Taylor cannot be seen inside, but Ashley told detectives that Taylor was with her here. Ashley exits her vehicle and walks into the store. It appears as though she's talking on her cell phone. Dressed in a white shirt, shorts, and flip-flops, Ashley buys a beer and a drink, pays for them, and then walks out. The truck pulls out from the gas pump and then leaves. Later, investigators found video of Ashley at a Home Depot the next day, on September 9th at 1 p.m. In this video, Ashley's black Jeep pulls into the parking lot. She is seen walking across the parking lot and entering the store. One of the employees remembers asking Ashley if she needed help, and she told him that she was looking for fast-setting concrete. She goes to the self-checkout with the employee. She has 2 bags of potting soil and 2 bags of cement in her shopping cart. She pays with cash and tells the employee that she's going to make a flower bed. She then leaves the store and loads the bags into her vehicle. The defense had their own opportunity to call witnesses. Dr. Tom Roberts was one of them. He was a chiropractor who treated Ashley after she was involved in a car accident in February 2010. He said Ashley sustained injuries to her neck and lower back. She also had pain in her shoulder and hip. At the time, she complained about loss of memory, suffering headaches, dizziness, and feeling restricted in her daily life. He said he treated her for 10 months.
So I'll just tell you what she was having trouble with. She was having trouble traveling, sitting or standing, lift overhead, lifting objects off the floor, bend, squat. She had difficulty walk or run. She's asked if her income declined, and she said no. Are you taking pain medication? Yes. Do you see more doctors now than before? Yes. Interference with your ability to see the people that are important to you. And yes, interfere with recreational activities, yes. Family, friends, interaction, yes. Do you feel depressed, tense, anxious, yes. Emotional problems caused by your pain that interfere with your family, social, or work, yes.
Ashley's mother, Rhonda Britt, says she also saw Ashley suffering when she tried to lift heavy objects following that car crash.
She couldn't lift heavy things. It would hurt her back if she did. She'd walk funny, and you could tell she was in pain. She had been having back trouble since the accident.
Have you ever seen her at your home?
Yes.
How about the automatic amusement?
Oh, yes.
Have you seen her there as well?
Yes.
You don't work there any longer, do you?
No.
But during the times that you saw her there, did you see her ever lift any heavy objects?
No, she tried not to because it hurt her back.
If she did strain her back, how could you tell that?
Well, you could tell the way she walked. She'd walk sideways, and it's just a different walk. You're walking like this.
Has she, to your knowledge, ever had any surgery since that time?
No, they told her that she'd probably have to have surgery at some point, but they didn't want to do it then because she was young.
And have you ever seen her lift anything like a 50 pounds concrete bag or anything that heavy?
No.
And is that to this day?
Yes.
Both sides rested their cases and proceeded to closing arguments. Prosecutor Bridget Jensen said it's the state's job to give the jurors everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Taylor was accused of stealing money, of cheating, and taking cocaine. But Taylor is the victim, she said, and she is not on trial. Prosecutor Jensen asked the jury to remember that Taylor was a 33-year-old mother. They presented witnesses like Jeff Wright, Brandon Beatty, and Zach McArthur, people who could easily be suspect number one, and people who detectives investigated as if they were suspect number one at some point.
So in July of 2017, you know that Taylor withdrew $100,000 from a bank account that she wasn't supposed to when she was going through some issues with her ex-husband. 2 months later, ladies and gentlemen, 2 months later, Taylor is gone, vanished, disappeared, dead. And who was she with trying to get her money back? Ashley McArthur. This defendant was supposed to be holding Taylor's money, not spending it. This defendant said in her own statement that Taylor asked her to hold the money. Now, Ashley wanted law enforcement to believe that it was at her house. She said initially it had been there a couple days, then it went to a couple weeks. But that's a lie, because Taylor had a key to Ashley's house. And if all Taylor had to do was go to Ashley's house to get her money, she could have done that. That's not true. This defendant led Taylor to believe that she had a safety deposit box. It didn't exist. And Taylor was giving her this money and these cashier's check, thinking that's where Ashley was putting that money. And in the meantime, she was blowing it. Most of it on Brandon Beatty. Taylor needed that money back, and that money was gone. And the day Taylor was with this defendant to get her money back, then Taylor was gone.
The prosecution summed up their case like this. Cell tower data shows Ashley at the Britt Road farm on September 8th. The next morning, her cell phone pings at the farm again. That afternoon, she goes to Home Depot to buy concrete and potting soil. Afterwards, her cell phone pings back at the Britt farm. The state says Ashley was with Taylor when she withdrew $83,000 from her bank account, and that Taylor gave Ashley $15,000 to hold on to before depositing the remainder of the amount. Who did Ashley give that $15,000 to? The prosecution says she gave it to Brandon to buy a boat. And later, when Taylor withdraws from her account using cashier's checks and asks Ashley to hold another $15,000, the prosecution says Ashley used that money to pay for the second half of Brandon's boat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley McArthur had the motive. Ashley McArthur had the opportunity. Ashley McArthur murdered Taylor Wright, and then she tried to cover it up with lies, concrete, and potting soil.
John Burrowsett gave closing arguments on behalf of the defense.
The state talks about opportunity and motive. I don't think you're going to hear an instruction that says, well, if someone has the opportunity and motive, they must have committed murder. She's jumping the fence and putting on a lot of information about theft, but we're going to talk about that and about the motive and the opportunity. The fact that someone is in that position doesn't mean that they individually caused the death of Miss Wright.
Burrowsett said there's reasonable doubt in this case. For example, he said the state cannot prove the exact time of death. The medical examiner couldn't say with scientific certainty that she died on September 8th. And the firearms specialist couldn't say definitively if the .38 firearm was the weapon that fired the bullet that killed Taylor. And he said the witnesses who said that Ashley spoke negatively about Taylor were not credible. He told the jury that it would have been impossible for Ashley to have dragged Taylor into a clandestine grave because her back injury prevented her from doing so.
Beyond and to the certain of every reasonable doubt is the highest burden that can be afforded someone. And that's what the state has to prove, and prove that Miss McArthur killed with premeditated design Taylor Wright. Not that she was out at the farm, not that she lied about it, not that she had some money of hers. They've got to prove that the crime occurred. And they don't have any physical evidence. They have none.
He asked the jury to find his client not guilty of murder. The jury was sent back to deliberate. After about 3 hours, they had their verdict.
Verdict as to the charge in count 1, we the jury find the defendant, Ashley McArthur, guilty of first-degree premeditated murder with a firearm as charged in the indictment. So say we all.
In Florida, a first-degree murder conviction carries an automatic life without the possibility of parole sentence. The judge sentenced Ashley immediately after the verdict to life in prison, plus an additional 25 years for the firearm enhancement. Taylor's aunt spoke to the court.
I was there when Taylor came into this world, and I'm here today. And I just wanted you to know that our family has lost so much. A piece of our tree of life is gone. We will never get it back. For us, this is just closing some of the book for the legal, but it doesn't close the book for all the loss. For myself, her father, her stepmother, my husband, my children, my grandchildren, her son, everybody. And that Taylor was taken too early, and she was not taken through an act of God or through illness. She was taken through human behavior that was very cruel.
The Law and Crime Trial Network spoke to defense attorney John Burrowsett to get his reaction to the verdict.
You know, obviously, we're very disappointed. I mean, we put years of preparation into this, and, you know, we thought we had built a good defense. Obviously, Ms. Jensen did a great job. She had a lot of really good evidence on her side, but disappointed.
So during the course of this case, you tried to raise reasonable doubt in a number of different areas, trying to say that your client didn't do this. But then the question is, who did do this? So is there an idea that you have about who might have done this? I mean, it was sort of implied there were other characters in Taylor Wright's life, but what we didn't see was, during a closing or an opening, directly pointing the finger at somebody else. So I'm curious, who else might have done this?
Well, I'm not going to say who I think. Here's what happened. Of course, we had a private investigator work with us on this case. So anybody that your viewers or you may have thought of done it, of course, we checked them out. That's what we did. I don't know who else could have done it. I wasn't really worried about that. We did check these people out, but we just didn't think they could prove Ashley did it. And it's not our job as defense attorneys to give them alternative. Of course, that would be nice. Yes, absolutely. But let's say this. What happens if we say, all right, well, person A did it or person B did it, and clearly the state could then show that person A or person B did not do it? Then we felt like we would lose all credibility with the jury after that, because they would then say, well, the defense is saying it's this person. It's clearly not. How can we believe anything else that the defense says? But we certainly, yes, we checked and looked at possible other suspects, but sometimes, you just don't get what you want.
And that's all for today's episode. As always, I'd love to know what you think about this case. Do you agree with the verdict? What do you think happened to Taylor Wright? Let me know by joining the discussion on Instagram @CourtJunkie, by tweeting me @CourtJunkiePod, or by emailing me at podcast@CourtJunkie.com. If you'd like to hear these episodes without all the ads and check out some bonus episodes, go to CourtJunkie.com/support to see how. Today's episode was researched and written by Jennifer Tintner from the Law and Crime Trial Network. You can follow Jennifer on Twitter @JenniferTintner. Thanks again for listening. Until next time. Did you make a resolution to lose weight this year? Have you been too busy to cook or meal prep to stay on track? Jenny Craig's simple program can save the day. Jenny Craig is an all-inclusive program with proven results that gives you everything you need to succeed. Here's why I love Jenny Craig. For one, you don't have to do it alone. You get your own personal weight loss coach who will help you pick a plan that works best with your lifestyle. And they help support and motivate you every step of the way. 2, now you can get a personalized weight loss plan that is based on your DNA. It's scientifically customized to you. How cool is that? You can find out which program is best suited for you based on 15 different genetic markers. They also have tons of options. You can choose from over 100 menu items, including low-carb and high-protein options. And their food is delicious. And don't forget about their Rapid Results program. It involves innovative science that optimizes your metabolism and provides you with a plan so you're consuming more calories when your metabolism is burning the most calories. You can lose up to 16 pounds in 4 weeks. If you're ready to see results and get the personalized motivation you need to reach your goal, you've got to try Jenny Craig. And for a limited time, listeners to my podcast get 8 days of free food, plus a free DNA kit when you go to jennycraig.com/court. That's jennycraig.com/court. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.